Hey, I'm Russell Leeds.
And I'm Anna Leeds.
And welcome to the Property Investors Podcast. We have just finished watching Rachel Reeves deliver her budget. This is one of the ones that's been highly anticipated in a bad way.
Yes.
I would say. A lot of people have been very stressed, especially landlords. So we're going to break down right now exactly what she said, how it's going to affect landlords, how it's going to affect entrepreneurs, how it's going to affect you watching at home. So key figures, she has stated she is going to raise taxes, which we all knew was coming.
Yeah.
It's kind of been leaked. The question was, how? Who's she going to hit? She's going to raise taxes, and the aim is to raise £26 billion per year by 2030. So there have been some industries like gambling.
Yes, they got hit hard, didn't they?
Gambling companies have been hit.
I think it was like 15% to 25%.
It was very high. It was very high.
That was a bit of a shocker one if you were
Do you
in
know
that
what, though?
industry.
All those I'm like skipping over. I'm like, next. I mean, maybe you care. Maybe you run a gambling company and you're like, don't skip over that. How's it? But for me, I'm just like, property business. Yeah. A big group of people that got hit, by the way, is everyone. Because they've frozen the tax rates. This is the stealth tax, part of the fiscal drag. And the government do this trick a lot. And what they do is they introduce a tax and then they allow wages to go up, but the tax rate stays the same. So, for example, you know, if you're claiming your tax-free allowance right now is 12.5 grand. I mean, how long has it been 12.5 grand?
Oh, I mean, I almost can't remember.
Even before that, I think it was like 10 or something.
It wasn't
years and years and years ago. 10 grand years and years and years ago is worth way more in real terms than 12.5 grand is going to be in 2031.
Yeah, of course. That was not a great one, that one.
Well, that's for everyone.
Yeah. Everyone's
going to get hit. Every time you get a pay rise now, it's going to drag you up into a higher bracket. So, you know, not taking into consideration that's a big one. However, £26 billion, landlords were high on the list to get hit. So let's have a look at some of the taxes that are going to affect landlords. Here's the first one. Landlords are going to pay a higher income tax on property income.
Yep.
By 2 percentage points.
Yeah.
So in other words, if you're a 20% basic rate payer, it's going to go up to
22%.
Quick maths.
And she justified this. Once again, we've heard how she justifies it by saying there's a difference between earning money. If I went out and earned £25,000 a year at a job, and I'd actually get taxed more
because of national
insurance over someone who's earning £25 through rental income.
And
she thinks she should make it fair. So, and everyone pays the same. Or that's how she justifies this.
Yeah. The thing is, obviously that's just for clarity. It's 22% now, basic rate. High rate's now 42. Additional rate is now 47.
Yeah.
Okay. 47%. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah. And there was rumours, we talked about this on the show, about introducing national insurance for landlords. And that was very, they were obviously massively considering it. This is what they've actually settled on.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this tax raise?
I mean, it's not great because no, you're never going to be jumping for joy at tax raises, but
it's not as bad as you thought it might be.
No, I thought it could have been worse. And I think I was actually watching the budget, holding my breath, just thinking, what's coming until the very end. So this was one that, you know, could have been worse. So I was kind of like, okay.
Yeah. Here's why I think it's a stupid rule, right? Because what she actually said on the speech, I can't remember word for word, because I didn't write it down, but we just watched it. She actually said in her speech, it's not fair that a landlord making 25 grand a year could have a tenant in there who was who was making 25 grand a year, and the tenant would be paying more tax than the landlord. That's nonsense for a few reasons.
Yeah.
First reason it's nonsense is because if the landlord's making 25 grand a year profit, the tenant will be on a much higher salary than that, right? So you're not comparing apples for apples here.
Yeah.
The tenant would be having to earn, I don't know, 100 grand a year or something to afford that house.
Yeah.
Right. So that's nonsense straight away. The second reason that it's nonsense as well, the landlord has got Section 24 to contend with.
Yeah.
Which basically means that they're getting taxed on basically a profit anyway, right?
Yeah.
We've already seen examples of landlords who are paying more tax than they're making in profit under the current setup. So to say that they're making more and paying less tax, it's just not true.
Yeah.
It's just an absolute nonsense.
But it's a clever way to say it where everyone just thinks, oh, yeah, I know what she means. Oh, yeah, so that is fair.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Exactly. It's ridiculous.
She sold a good story of
She
why
did
it was
sell a
fair.
good story, but it's absolutely nonsense.
Yeah.
So that's the first change. Bad news for landlords. Your tax has gone up, 2 percentage points. Sorry about that. Next one, it's going to hit property owners. And this, again, was massively rumoured. There was talks about scrapping stamp duty, reforming the council tax bill and all this. And what they've settled on in the end, the mansion tax we knew about as well, is they're going to do both. They're going to do the council tax.
Oh, yes.
No, it's just the mansion tax.
Yep.
Stamp duty, council tax stays exactly as it is. So tell me a bit about the new mansion tax.
So from April 2028.
Okay, so we've got a bit of time. This is what, where are we? That's like 2.5 years away. But
so I was a bit like, I'll deal with that when it happens.
We'll deal with that down the line.
Yeah, basically. Properties worth over 2 million will face a high value council tax surcharge.
Okay, so basically they're getting, and it's $2,500.
Yes.
For if it's worth between 2 and 2.5 million.
Yes.
And it's going to scale up.
Yeah, and houses over 5 million will pay 7,500.
Okay. And basically this is just to top up your council tax if you live in a mansion.
Because she made the point that someone living in one area up north in the country is paying way more council tax than someone who lives in central London.
Well, London's always had quite cheap council tax. And because it's banded, I suppose it's banded by the area. So if you're living in a cheapish house in London, cheapish for London, in London.
Yeah,
but
again,
a much more expensive
she's
house.
probably taking like one of the cheapest houses in London with one of the most expensive houses in Leeds to do her comparison.
Yeah.
But again, she was saying everyone needs to pay their fair share and the wealth should contribute.
One thing that I found really interesting is that 78% of viewers of this channel aren't actually subscribers. So if you want to make sure that you don't miss any new episodes or any new property news, please do like and subscribe. It also really helps our channel grow. Really appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Back to the show. I'm looking at that because I'll be honest, I was a little bit worried about this tax.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking, there was talk of it being like a percentage of the value of the house.
Yeah.
And I was thinking we could be hit with like a 50 to 60 grand a year, us personally, a year tax.
Yeah.
And then when this came in, and I'm like, it's going to be between 2.5 and 5 grand.
Yeah. And I think
a year.
In the grand scheme of things, if you live in a house that size, is £2,500. I mean, I'm not being funny, but are they going to be that bothered?
It's nothing, is it?
No. So, I mean, yeah, I, again, kind of sighed.
Yeah, it's not great. I mean,
not great,
I'd
but
rather not pay it. I'd rather have it in my back pocket. But
I think it could have been worse. Could
have been a lot worse.
Sigh of relief it was a bit when she said that.
And it's just on, like, there's none of the other stuff, no stamp duty extra and paying up front and all this. It
did make me wonder how much her houses are that she has.
Well, you asked me that question, so I looked it up. So obviously she lives in 11 Downing Street, which is not for sale. It's a government house.
Yeah.
She can't quite value it. But
she probably doesn't pay the tax.
ChatGPT estimated that if it was a similar house in a similar area, it would be worth 7.6 million.
Okay.
Now, obviously, hers is an iconic house. It'll be worth even more. So she's there. Working people. It's like, love, you're living in a £7.6 million house.
I always do
find,
I do find that a very odd concept. Like the way she spoke, you could feel like so passionately, but speaking like, and I'm not saying you can't relate because everyone's come from somewhere and we talk very openly the fact that when we first got married, we lived on a council estate. And so you can relate to a point, but I feel like the way she delivers it, you would literally think she was growing up was living on a council estate now. And she's like, oh, and I'm thinking, but hang on, you're the one who lives, you are the absolute elite, the wealthy.
Yeah.
And you're speaking like you're not. I always find it quite amusing that she delivers a talk like she's not one of the elite that make money like
I know.
It's crazy.
Another thing that they mentioned was that they are potentially, well, they're going to give mayors, so potentially coming in your area, they're going to give mayors the ability to charge a tourist tax.
Yep.
You get this a lot, don't you? We travel quite a little bit. It's like,
a little bit.
Quite a little bit. Quite a little bit. Yeah, most months. We're going
you
somewhere
couldn't
new.
decide what you were going to say there, did you?
Quite a lot. Quite a little bit.
Quite
a little bit. It's a new saying. I made it up.
When we're on our little bit of travels.
But like we were in
Slovenia
a few days ago, and when we went to check out, it was like, oh, you got to pay the city tax.
You get it most places actually, and do you know what? I've never actually thought about it. I've never thought, oh yeah, does anyone pay it in England when they come over?
I don't think
in our hotels.
Well, now they will.
Yeah.
Mayors can now charge it. It will go to that local area, I assume. The only thing I'm not sure how it will affect is normally when you pay at a hotel, you don't pay it on Booking.com. And then you pay it at the hotel.
Yeah.
So I don't know the answer to this. We are filming this immediately after hearing it. But I'd be interested in how that affects serviced accommodation.
Well, we've like abroad, either Airbnb must charge it or something, because we have done serviced accommodation abroad, and
unless it only affects hotels. I don't know the answer to that.
Might
Let us know in the comments. Will this affect serviced accommodation operators? If you've got to charge a tourist tax. I mean, I'm actually in favour of this.
Yeah, I am.
Because it's like, it's taxing, it's bringing money into England. Yeah. So I'm like, happy days. Yeah, like, charge a tourist away.
Why have we not done it before?
Yeah. And it's going to be like £1 or £2 a night. Yeah. We're not talking a massive deal
And if
here.
you have to up your... Even if it does affect SA, which I don't think it's going to, because we've had SAs abroad and we've never paid it.
Unless we have and didn't even realise.
Yeah. I mean, you are talking a couple of quid per night.
You're also talking everyone in the area, so like your competition will also be charging.
Yeah, it's not like just you personally.
No.
So I think actually that was one of her
better taxes.
Yeah, I actually think that's a great way, because you're taxing tourists.
Yeah. There's nothing really else. So it's definitely landlords are being targeted, especially publicly. However, do you know what's really interesting? Do you know all the stuff that we do to save money on tax? Things like, and this one made me laugh. So you know how the money that we get, we can put into our pension, 60 grand each per year, and then we can invest it in commercial property. And it's all tax-free, no corporation tax, no income tax. She's cutting the employees, right, who are doing salary sacrifice to reduce their tax. She's like, no, you can't do that. We're cutting that to 2 grand. You can't avoid. But then no one's even mentioning like the property loopholes of throwing money into your pension and buying commercial property, all tax-free.
That's probably because that's what she's doing.
Probably. Or no one's mentioning
That's because that's what all the big companies are doing, like all the big dogs. That's why.
Yeah.
So they haven't cut that.
No one's mentioning refinancing.
Yeah.
Every time you refinance your property, you're pulling loads of money out, tax-free. No one's mentioned when you buy commercial property, your capital allowances, all this stuff is not getting mentioned. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, all right, how much is that actually going to affect me? Well, the income tax, 0. Won't affect me at all.
Yeah.
Because guess what? It doesn't apply if you own your property in a company. So all this time, with this whole build up to this.
It's been like...
It's been leaked by the press, by the government. I mean, even the budget got leaked.
Today, didn't it?
Before it even went live.
Yeah, they've issued an apology.
She got scolding by the speaker in the House, gave her, and then she was like, it wasn't me. I'm blaming them.
Yeah.
Wasn't me.
That was crazy.
The OBR.
I also can't believe what an absolute, like, how it's like a comedy act, isn't it? Where they can all shout.
They're always
cheer.
like that.
Like, it's really ridiculous, isn't it? Like, they all act so childish.
But here's some of the stuff that didn't come in that we were told were going to come in. Number 1, rental income will be for national insurance. That didn't come in. What else didn't come in? That was a big one. Hold on, I made some notes here somewhere. Here you go. No national insurance on rental income. No changes to stamp duty, which you mentioned, or transactions.
No increased VAT. That was, yes.
Well, there was talk of... I was kind of hoping that they were going to cut the rate of VAT from like 20 to 15 or 10%. That didn't happen either. But they haven't dropped the rate, because there was big talk of that dropping to 30 grand. That didn't happen.
That was one that was one of my personal really ones that I didn't want to come in because I thought that was really harsh.
Unfair on small business owners.
Yeah. Well, she seemed to promote trying to help small business owners.
Yeah. No broad brush tax on all property sales gains or main homes. It's just that mansion tax we told you about. And there's no drastic overhaul of the council tax bans for ordinary homes, or even like extra stamp duty if you're buying an investment property or anything like that. She actually has hit your savings. So you used to be able to save 20 grand a year in your cash ISA. You can't do that now. Might as well buy property instead.
Yeah.
You can only put 12 grand now in your cash ISA. I think the big thing for me, though, is that all, like I just mentioned, the fact that you can buy through a limited company and avoid paying that extra 2 percentage points on your income tax. It's like, so I know we talk about this a lot, but all this doom and gloom that everyone's been portraying, all the press have been portraying. You've got your Renters' Rights Act that's coming in. And I honestly think a lot of this is to try and force small landlords out of the game. Because when you actually break it down, it sounds bad. If you're a small landlord watching it, no, my tax gone up. Right, but just buy for a company.
Yeah.
All this stuff is to force out the small companies and let the big companies
Which is
in.
mad, because that's what's been happening. They've really used the scare tactic, haven't they? And loads of landlords have been selling up, just get out the market. No, don't want to be in this game anymore. But then actually they've not done much at all. But I wonder who's been buying in this time.
It's big companies.
Yeah.
The biggest buyer of small landlords, when small landlords are selling, the biggest buyer of those properties are large landlords.
Yeah.
Portfolio landlords that are buying in because they know it is a brilliant time to buy property.
Yeah.
A few other key things. I mean, I wasn't expecting such a big change this year as last year, because last year was their first budget.
Yeah.
So they got to make all their changes. They promised they weren't going to hit working people again this year, although they have, because they've extended the freeze.
But how she worded it didn't
Didn't necessarily sound like it was. Other key talking points: they've not raised corporation tax.
No.
They've not raised VAT.
There was actually surprisingly a lot that they didn't do.
Yeah.
That I thought was coming in. So I am overall quite happy with that budget.
Yeah, there's no exit tax. That was a big one they talked about.
Yeah.
Exit tax, trying to get people to leave the UK. I think that they've realised, and you could there was more of this, I think, in the speech at the beginning than there was in the actual tax changes, because obviously they always give the speech first, where they justify what they're about to do.
Yes.
And she was very much saying during the speech, we want to promote small, but there wasn't much in there
to actually do
But
she said the words.
But they want to support businesses. There were going to be some relief for businesses setting up in this country.
I mean, a bit controversially to what we normally say, I actually thought her opening speech was quite good. And I thought, if you actually could deliver and back up on what you were saying in this speech, I'd actually be quite behind you, because she spoke a lot, which I think England is missing at the moment, about coming together as a country, about doing things in-house, helping entrepreneurs, small businesses, not stopping them from thriving, making people want to come to England to set up businesses because there's opportunities and we promote it. And I thought, wow, I'm getting right into this, right behind this speech. And I was thinking, yeah, that's exactly what we need to do. Help young entrepreneurs, get people in jobs. And it sounds all good. And it was a great opening speech, actually, I thought. And I thought that is what England's about. Let's get business in, let's get investment in, let's not hinder people who are trying to do well. Did her then rules deliver on that opening speech?
I'd say what her rules...
I think that's then questionable.
I'll tell you what the rules delivered. That they're going to be giving more to people that are on benefits.
Yeah.
There was a lot of things like the cap, the 2-child limit cap that they've scrapped. They're going to be giving more money to people on benefits, and they're taxing normal working people more, and rich people, but not so much rich people actually, because most of the stuff that we do wasn't on there.
Yeah.
Honestly, we are personally from that. How are we going to get affected?
Well, not
potentially £2,500 a year.
The mansion tax, yeah.
That is it.
Even though, I've got to say though, don't you think her saying about the maybe bringing in taxing people to leave the country, What an idiot statement to make. I bet they have lost
A lot of people have rushed out.
Loads and loads of millionaires. Like that they need.
I don't think she said it. I think it was just they were genuinely considering it. Oh, she didn't announce it. It got leaked. Because,
did it get leaked?
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, that must be so annoying for them. Because her whole speech was, because that's what I thought about that tax. I thought, so now, instead of encouraging people to do well in England, they're going to the next level. Instead of they're not only taxing them, but now they're just trying to enforce, like they might as well put up a prison thing and go, if you're in England, you physically can't leave. We're shutting the borders, you cannot leave. Like, who wants to live there? And I do think it didn't come across like that at all. She obviously didn't bring that
her stance
in.
Has changed, hasn't it?
And it's actually, we want England to be great again. We want people to want to work in England, want to build businesses in England, and want to thrive in England. And to be fair, if she can deliver on that.
Yeah, but then she didn't back it up, did she? It was all talk and then no follow through. We actually looked at what the. Yeah. So here are the changes I'm going to make based off that speech. It's like.
Do you think though I don't think though she did hit quite like I thought she was going to.
She didn't hit anyone.
The like entrepreneurs.
No, she didn't. She hit landlords a little bit.
That's what I mean, though. So she did deliver because everyone thought she was going to tax entrepreneurs and she didn't. So I actually think she did deliver on that, really.
Yeah, she talked about grants for apprenticeships.
Yeah.
Listen, the only way to really judge it is to see, right? So if we look at the last budget, to today, you can see things like inflation's gone up, unemployment's gone up. It didn't work. What they did last year.
Yeah.
So I think the same will happen again this year. However, the whole wealth talk. Do you know the mansion tax?
Yeah.
I genuinely think that is just to look like they're doing something.
Because
they're
that
not trying to tax the
sounds
wealthy.
Great, doesn't it? And everyone's like, yeah. But actually, like you say, $2,500.
Honestly,
is like pittance for the people that own.
Absolutely nothing.
So they'll be laughing as well, thinking that's all it is. And but all the Labour people are cheering. Oh yeah, they're taxing. And really, it's just a bit of a con.
Yeah, I think property is a brilliant time to be a landlord right now.
Yep.
Even though all the small landlords are leaving, it's a brilliant time to buy. Yep. It's a terrible time to sell.
Don't fall for that.
We're in the silent crash right now.
Yeah.
We've had all this bad news and all this threat, and everyone's worried. But the big companies are buying because they know now is the good time. They know it's going to go up. So I don't think anything on there has changed. If you don't want to pay the extra 2 percentage points, buy for a limited company and you'll be absolutely fine anyway. There's always loopholes and ways around it. There's always ways to make tax-free money using property, and all the stuff that we do and that we teach, none of it has changed.
No, I think if you're a landlord now, after all our weeks of speculation, I'd go out and get yourself a pint.
Get yourself a pint.
Yeah, and she's supporting pubs.
There you go. Get yourself. I quite like that one. The business rates. Although it was interesting. See, what I didn't like though. So she's dropping business rates for high streets.
Yep.
Which I've been banging on about that on social media for ages because it's a shame
trying to get people
dead.
back in the high streets.
And then she's like, "Who's going to pay for it? Those who have warehouses, the online job." Why has she got to be spiteful about it?
Yeah. Why can't she just do that and not say? It's because she knows what sells Labour is everyone who wants to tax the wealthy. So spinning it like that, everyone's like, "Yay, she's getting the big dogs again." But really, she's not.
Yeah.
But like,
it also sounds like they're hitting like Uber and stuff because they talked about taxi apps.
Yeah.
They're going to be hitting because there's some loophole.
I'm not sure. She kind of like suggested there's some rules that now Uber do that like
avoid tax,
and it's meant to be for coaches and stuff. I'm guessing that's like, do you know when you can share taxis for lower fares and things? I'm guessing maybe they're going to say no, you can only have one,
or you can just offer that, but you don't. Uber can't tax save on it.
No, so. But that would be interesting. But again,
she's vindictive though, isn't she? When she says it, she's like gleeful. See, I'm sitting there thinking, "Oh, great, our taxi prices are going to go up."
Who was that guy next to her?
David Lammy.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, he's such a.
He was so theatrical. Like he was there going, "Shameless, shameless," to the
whole way through. He's such a goof, isn't he?
Yeah, it was. I actually found it quite amusing.
Oh, it's brilliant entertainment.
Like they should all be in theatre, really, shouldn't they?
Oh, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. Guys, I kind of hope that sums up. Oh, one more actually before we do go. Electric off topic, but electric cars. See, this is what they do. This is what the government do, right?
Classic.
They'll incentivize you to do what they want by giving you tax breaks to buy things like electric cars. And then they'll hit you 3 pence a mile for an electric car. If you do, have you got a calculator? Grab your phone. So how much extras? Oh, great. I have to do it. How much is that? Because we do about, what, 20,000 miles a year?
Yeah.
So if we had an electric car,
Again, she worded this very cleverly, saying it's only fair that you get taxed per amount of miles you do. So she was trying to say... I
just want to see how much that actually is. 20,000. I know I should be able to work it out in my head. £600 a year. Okay, it's not too bad. It's not too bad.
But that would be annoying if you've deliberately gone and got an electric car because
to save money on tax. Or plug-in hybrid was half, 1.5 pence.
A crap, in my opinion. So that can be another controversial little point. But we had one. I hated it. I got headaches and I won't be having one. And if you've got one, unfortunately, you're getting taxed. So
there you go. So we've literally just watched it. We filmed this straight away. This is our immediate reaction. I might go away, study it a bit more, maybe do a refresher one, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
If there's anything we've missed, or anything that you go, you know, this is going to affect landlords or that's going to affect landlords, let us know in the chat. I'd love to know what you thought of the budget as well. And we're on it here. We'll see you next week.